welcome to the Passport to Success podcast, where this week we are talking about business mentors and why you should have one. I'm Becca.
And I'm Simon from Passport to Success, the online platform built by industry experts designed to help, advise, guide and support entrepreneurs and small business owners to success.
Hello. Simon's back from his holidays.
Woo. I'm a bit ill.
Yeah.
So if you hear me sniffling, a bit snotty, apologies, I don't mean it. But
excellent.
Yeah, so bit ill, but you know, gotta keep going through.
Soldiering on.
Oh yeah.
Keep it going. So this week we've got a free tool for you to use. I mean, we always have one, so that's no surprise really. This one is called webpagetest.org, and basically you run a free website speed test on your website. It uses Internet Explorer and Chrome, and it is at a real consumer connection speed, which means that you can see what your website looks like to your customers. And you can run the simple test, or you can do some more advanced tests on your website, and it gives you information, diagnostic on your website, like page speed, optimization, suggestions for improvements.
Oh, that's good.
So you can see how your website's performing to your customers, because we've spoken before about if you have a slow website that doesn't load, people get bored and they click off, because we live in an age of such urgency.
Yeah, it's that sounds like a really good tool.
So
actually. Yeah, it sounds really good.
It's important that you regularly check the speed of your web page, just in case something you haven't updated a plugin in the back end or something, and it causes it to run slow. But if you're not checking, then you don't know, but your customers are checking. So you need to make sure that your web page is the fastest it can be. So keep checking it.
And use that tool by the sounds of it. Sounds very good.
It is
a very,
good.
very good tool.
Yeah, and it gives you ways to improve it as well,
Just
which is
gives you
nice.
an understanding, doesn't it, of what your customers are seeing. So yeah, really good. Fab. Oh, good. Well, we're going to be looking at mentors, aren't we, today?
Mentors.
And how mentors are actually incredible if you're trying to start a business, or if you've just started a business and you're just in business. First couple of years, a mentor can provide incredible value.
Nobody knows everything.
No, exactly. And what research has shown is that 70% of businesses that were mentored actually survived past the 5-year mark, which normally cuts off a good chunk of the small business owners who create their own business.
Yeah, true.
They can provide incredible value, and it's definitely worth looking into. But what mentors can actually do is they advise and educate you on what areas that you might not be an expert in. So, say for example, marketing isn't your forte, then you can get a mentor for marketing. If finances aren't your forte, get a mentor.
Finance,
see where we're going with this.
Yes.
And they're just really. They provide a industry insight onto what is required.
Yeah, they've been there, done it, learnt the hard way. They're in a position to pass on their mistakes and what they've learned. Well, not pass on their mistakes, but pass on what happened, how they learnt from it to you. It's like having hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah.
They want to help. They're there to help you succeed. They obviously want the small guys, the little guys to succeed. You may need to pay for mentoring, or you may not. It depends on your mentor, and it depends on what your relationship is.
Yeah.
So that's something that you need to set out very clearly at the beginning of your journey. They might charge, they might ask for a donation or an annual fee, some not at all.
Yeah.
That's where you need to do your research and set out the boundaries right at the beginning, because you don't want to expect free mentoring and then in a month they'll say, right, that's 200 quid please, and you're like, hang on a minute, I thought it was free.
It's the insight that they can provide is for your industry is great, because they've been there, they've done it like you said, and they know what works and what doesn't. They have been in the industry for X amount of years, and they've seen certain things that have been tried in the industry and don't work, and they've seen things that obviously do work. So if you come along with your product or service that you're absolutely adamant is going to work, and then they turn around because they've been there for so long and they've seen it tried 2 or 3 times before, they can give you that knowledge on what might be the best next steps to adapt to that
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Although a mentor doesn't have to be a complete stranger. You might already know someone through someone who is a success in marketing or finance. Think about your connections. Maybe you worked with someone a few years ago. It's a good icebreaker if you already know them, even if it's through a friend of a cousin of a sister of a person who they went to school with. It makes it a little bit easier just to approach them, but also, as we say, they don't have to be a complete stranger. That they might not charge you if they're your friend, or if they know they know of you.
Very true.
it's just all about creating that relationship. Business is about relationships. This is a different kind of relationship, but it's an important one nonetheless. LinkedIn's also a good place to start research for potential mentors. It's a business social network, isn't it? So you can search in particular industries, particular fields, and people, almost everyone on LinkedIn basically has their CV on their page. So you can scour their skills, experience, you can do some online research and see if they're the kind of person that you want for you. It's not just about how good they are, but it's also what you want to take away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need to think about yourself when you're looking for these mentors. And there is a website called mentorsme.co.uk, and it is an online platform. It's a search, and you can find business mentors through it. It's a free site, and they've got a list of businesses and mentoring organisations across Britain that have been assessed, assured.
Oh, that's good.
It's got a search engine, and you can refine your searches, and also people can be on there say, we are happy to mentor. And again, that one says that some people might pay, some people might not. So it's just about defining those boundaries and doing your research before you find out who you're going to go for.
Yeah, and finding the right mentor, exactly.
Yeah, and if you, or otherwise, flip it around, if you want to mentor someone, you can go on there and say, I am happy to mentor someone, and it might be a particular area of Britain that you haven't been to, but you want to give your expertise, like if you're based in Scotland and you want to help someone in Wales.
Yeah.
You know, you can do that. It doesn't all have to be face-to-face meetings. You can Skype, you can Zoom, you can phone call, you can email. And they've got search engines on this Mentors Me, so you can locate people who are best fit your criteria.
That's
or
good.
if you want to mentor someone, you can put yourself out there.
So we'll have to bear in mind that obviously if you have any direct competitors in your industry, they might not want to mentor you, and don't take it as a bit of a hit and think that no one's going to want to mentor you. You just need to remember that you need to find the right mentor. It can be hard trying to find the right mentor, but once you find it, it can make all the difference. And don't discount people who are in different fields. You need to think about who's the expert and how they are going to adapt to your industry. There might be for example, marketing. There might be a general marketing expert, but they're currently working in a specific field. But that doesn't mean that they don't know how to work within your industry. It's just worth having a good browse and having a good look around, trying to find the right mentor for you.
Yeah, if for example you run a restaurant, or you're running like a cafe, like a deli, you don't want to discount someone who runs a bar because, yeah, they're not food, but they're still customer service orientated, or even a shop, or something like that. So they are not in your direct competition. However, it's slightly different, but it's still relatable. Think about that. And then you need to make contact with that person, and that can be nerve-wracking.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
When you make contact, either through a phone call or an email. We recommend email first of all, though, because it's easy for you to set out who you are, what you want, what you're looking for, how you can work together, how you think they can help you, kind of butter them up a bit, flatter them. Whereas a phone call you might forget, or you might stumble over your words.
Yeah.
So we recommend first point of contact is through an email. And then you can follow it up with an invitation to call, discuss, meet if you are close enough, to then discuss further. And don't be disheartened if people don't get back to you. They might get several requests, so just keep trying. If it's someone that you really want to work with, persist. Don't bother them, but persist. Have you guys ever had a mentor before, or do you think you can mentor someone? Let us know in the comments if you found it particularly helpful, if you learned any valuable insight from any of your mentors or mentorees. You might learn something from the person that you're mentoring. Do let us know in the comments below. That's it for this week. Thank you for listening. Have a good week. See you in the next podcast.
Bye.